Good evening. This is a late one, everybody. And of course, Paul's a wanker. He has the newest version of Pocket Pennant Run. So, talking about generating weather and all that stuff. So, I hope it gets into our hot, greedy hands. Paul, though, just a very, very, very thorough tester, making me wait. It's not fair. I'm starting to take it personally, but now you want the game's been running great. So let's just play just a random game from history. Why not? I don't know. We'll just pick a year and play a game or something that looks like kind of whatever. And let me see. What do we got here? Oh, let's play 1988. Let's play 1988. And let's play Dodgers Reds. That looks like a lot of fun. 1988 Dodgers Reds. All right. Really don't expect anybody to come in here this late, so. Oh, man. All right, there we go. And because I'm tired, I am going to turn off the warm up. Okay, here we go. My settings have been saved. All right. So the reason I want to play this game, there's a lot of love for cards and dice in the digital world these days. So, I mean, you gotta love that, right? All right. So Tommy Lasorda managing the Dodgers and Pete Rose. You can bet on it. He is managing the Cincinnati Reds. How about that? Let's get the lineup here for the Cincinnati Reds. Cal Daniels be leading off, followed by Barry Larkin, Chris Sabo, Eric Davis, Paul O'Neill, Nick Kosowski, Jeff Reed, Jeff Treadway, and Jose Rijo. All right. And the starting defense for the Los Angeles Dodgers. In left field, Kirk Gibson. In center, John Shelby. And right, Mike Marshall. At first base, Pedro Guerrero. At second, Steve Sachs. At short, Alfredo Griffin. At third, Tracy Woodson. Catching is Mike Scioscia. And on the mound is Tim Leary. Holy moly, JT Dutch. JT Dutch going to hang out with me, man. It's going to be like kind of JT and me. JT and me hanging out. Doing all right, brother. It was a very. I didn't even get out of work till 11:30, man. I'm like, meh. But got to do a bit of baseball because what else am I gonna do? Drone out in front of the telly? I don't know. So hope you're doing all right too, man. I really, really do. So yeah, just haven't played this game in a while. So this will be fun. 88 Dodgers Reds, I think. I do. I forget who won this game, actually. Doesn't matter. I checked it out. All right, here we go. All right, so Cal Daniels leading things off. All right, you're doing fine. Awesome. Awesome. Glad to hear it. The two Josephs. Hey, would it be after being the two Josephs? We will. All right. So Cal Daniels swings on this one. Batter three, fly ball. John Shelby has it in his sights, and he brings it down for out number one. All right. Here is Hall of Famer Barry Larkin. Here's the wind and the pitch. Range play out to right. Not a problem, though, for Mike Marshall, as he will bring that down. Two up, two down for the Cincinnati Reds here in 1988. Brings up Chris Sabo. Almost got thrown out of a baseball game. The Pirates were playing the Reds. We were yelling ceaselessly at Sabo, and he went to jump in the stands and kick our arses over in the third base side. And umpire actually warned us. We felt really, really famous. It was pretty awesome. All right. Anyhow, and Chris Sabo swing and a miss. Tim Leary picking up the strikeouts. All right. So that does it for the Reds in the top of the first. We go to the bottom of the first inning, and let's check out this lineup for the Los Angeles Dodgers. Leading off, Steve Saxton, Kirk Gibson, Pedro Guerrero, Mike Marshall, John Shelby, Mike Scioscia, Tracy Woodson, Alfredo Griffin, and Timothy Leary is dead. No. He's outside looking in. So Moody Blues fans should get that one. All right. In left field for Cincinnati Reds, Cal Daniels. In center, Eric Davis. And right, Paul O'Neill. First base, Nick Kosowski. At second, Jeff Treadway. At short, Barry Larkin. And at third, Chris Sabo. Jeff Reed behind the plate, and Jose Rijo to face Steve Sachs. Steve Sachs hit 277 in 1988, 5 home runs, 57 ribbies for him, and 42 stolen bases. I'm glad the stolen bases are in there. It's nice. All right, and here we go. Swung on by Sachs, batter 10, and this will be a base hit. So Sachs aboard. Let's see if Lasorda's ready to run the game. He says, no, he's not. No, he's not. This game must have been early in the season before Guerrero was traded away. The exact date of this game, my friend, is actually August, I believe, if I'm reading that correctly. So this, when you do this, this does play as played lineups. So he might have just been out for the day. Maybe, I don't know. Might have been out for the day. So yeah. Yep. All right, Rijo now to face Gibby. Here is the wind and the pitch and swing and a miss. Kirk Gibson goes down on strikes, and Rijo picks up his first strikeout. All right. Here's Pedro Guerrero. Guerrero at the plate, 298 average, 5 homers, 35 runs batted in. Here's the pitch, and Jose Rijo picks up back-to-back strikeouts. All right, 2 down. And here's Mike Marshall, 20 home runs, 277 average, 82 runs batted in. Wind and the pitch. Range play. I don't know where my picture of Paul O'Neill is. I got to go find one now. Anyhow, this one out to O'Neill, and he is going to make the grab in right, and that will be out number 3. We go to the top of the second inning. No score here at Chavez Ravine. The 1988 Reds against the 1988 Los Angeles Dodgers. Okay, he was traded on August 16th. Yeah, so this game is, I believe, August 2nd. I should have checked that, but I can see it up there. It's just a little bit tiny, but I believe this is August 2nd. Let me pop these out. Again, it's JT and I, man. We're kind of just talking here. We're talking baseball while I'm playing baseball. I just haven't played this game. This game it gives you so much for such a minimal investment. All right, here we go. So we got Eric Davis, Paul O'Neill, and Nick Osaski due up for the 1988 Red. They had 2 weeks left. Okay. Boy, my Pirates put a hurting on the Nats today. Good Lord. 10-run 6th inning. Oof. So great way to open a homestand, I would say. All right, and swing and a miss by Eric Davis. Tim Leary picking up his second strikeout of the game. All right. So here's Paul O'Neill. When I play these random games, I don't worry about boosting or slumping hitters or anything like that. Unifix checking in from Bangkok. So I need some red curry, man. I need some red curry. So if you could arrange to have that sent here to the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, I will do that. JT, let me check and see the date on this game. It's not going to let me do it. Bah. I really, really, really wanted to pick this and show you. But that's okay. That's all right. But, yeah, it looks like it is August the 6th or 8th. August 2nd. August 2nd. Do the photos come with the game? Yes, you have to download them. Yeah, it is August 2nd. Thank you, JT. Yeah, I don't care. The only time it would be fun for adjusting for hot and cold players would be like if you were doing 1941 to make Joe DiMaggio like hot to see if you can get that, how far that hitting streak goes or whatever. But normally I just play them out. Oh, you're welcome, Unifix. Yeah, I'm telling you, man. I don't know if you have this game, my friend. You're in for a treat. It's $14.99 for the print and play version. You get lifetime access to Pocket Pennant Run Manager. For you golf fans out there, Matt McKeever, one of the designers of Pocket Pennant Run, is now coming out with Pocket Golf. I'm not a golf fan, but if it's as wide-ranging in this, I might pick it up just to muck about with it. I don't know. I saw Dave Gardner play a bit of it last night. So, but anything to just support these guys. I might even just buy the game and not play it. I don't know. But anyhow, here we go. Excited. I am excited about the release of Payoff Pitch, but I gotta say, if this is looking the way it's supposed to look, Digital Diamond Baseball is going to be astounding this year in terms of the correct integration of Status Pro, and it's going to be basic. There's been some back and forth of whether you have to pay for or have the Status Pro advanced cards, and I'm guessing that you do. As somebody made a good point last night, Derek Beckner needs to make his money, and I have no trouble with that. And you know what? I'll play Status Pro Basic even. I just miss that game so much. Larry was a bad man in '88, about as good as Rico that year. Yeah, so let's hope we get us a nice pitcher's duel here. Hard to tell. I'm here in the top of the second inning as Paul O'Neill in the box now, hitting 252. 16 homers, 73 runs batted in for Paul O'Neill. And swung on. And this one hit out to right field. And Mike Marshall is going to make the grab. Another thing I love about this game is it's just so straightforward, just plays just so smoothly. I love it. All right, here's Nick Osaski. 243 average, 15 home runs, 62 ribbies for him. Here's the pitch to Osaski, and Tim Leary sets him down. And that will retire the side. We head to the bottom of the second inning. The Reds and Dodgers are scoreless here, August 2nd, 1988. Actually, my favorite part of this game. Hey, Ron, welcome in, cousin. It's cousin Ron joining us here. As much as all the things that this manager does, the Pocket Pennant Run software, my favorite thing to do is either just put in the date of a game or just have a random date like I just did here. I don't know why. I love that. I really love that. I know that Payoff Pitch is going to be featuring something like that, or does feature something like that. Just pick a game and play it, but you have to own the seasons. This is just like, I could have kept clicking that button, maybe got 1910, maybe, or 1910, maybe 2013. And I love that feature. So Craig Harris, great job on that one. But again, Paul's talking about in the next one, you can like generate the weather and stuff. Bah. All right, JT and Ron. JT, my brother. Ron, my cousin, whose favorite broadcaster was RGL Network. Gave RGL 2 hearts last night, and I think that's awesome. All right, we got John Shelby, Mike Scioscia, and Tracy Woodson due up for the Dodgers. All right, here is the pitch by Rico. Is this one going to be trouble? Batter 10, base hit for John Shelby. So Shelby will take first. All right, and hopefully Lasorda. Yeah, good. Shouldn't be calling for a steal. Jeff Reed, good arm back there. All right. Brings up Mike Scioscia now, 257 average, 3 homers, 35 runs batted in. Here's the pitch. This one is going to be a little first base play on Nick Osaski, and this is going to be an error. An error on Nick Osaski. So 2 on. Score that one E3, and nobody out for the Los Angeles Dodgers. Here comes Tracy Woodson now. 249, 3 dingers, 15 runs batted in for him. Here's the pitch. And this one hit out to center field. Should be no trouble for Eric Davis. And indeed, he will bring it down for out number 1. All right, here comes Alfredo Griffin now. 199. Ugh, 1 home run, 27 runs batted in. To be fair, only had 316 at-bats in 1988 for the Dodgers. And here is the pitch. Range play. Can Osaski get to it this time? He can, and in fact, he's going to do a 3-6-3 double play, I believe. Let's make sure. Now we got somebody at second, so this is going to be actually. Let me close this out again. So yeah, it's 1 out, so it's a 3-6 double play. Doesn't matter. Okay, I forgot. I thought there was no outs. That does it. We go to the top of the third. No score. No score. Yeah, talking weather. Paul showed it in his video Sunday for HQ. So the newest version, I don't have it. Nobody has it except Paul and Craig. Is version 20. This is version 17, but that's okay. I'll wait, and I'm sure Paul, within 3 weeks or so, will release the next one. All right, Jeff Reed leading it off here, batting in the number 7 slot. for the Cincinnati Reds. And it'll be Reed, Treadway, and Rijo. All right, Jeff Reed sported just 142 bats, a 232 average, a home run, 7 runs batted in. All right, Leary has the sign from Socia. Here's the wind and the pitch. This one hit out to center field. And John Shelby taps the glove and brings it down for out number 1. Okay, here's Jeff Treadway now. 252 average, 2 homers, 23 runs batted in. And Leary lets it go. Range play to first. Base hit. So this one gets past Guerrero into right field. All right. 1 on here for the Reds. And that's the first hit for the Reds in this ball game. And brings up Jose Rijo. And let's see, it's Pete Rose. He's not calling for a bunt. That's interesting. I would. And in fact, I'm going to. I mean, come on. It's, let's do it. Went into a double play. All right. How does he do? This is a defense catcher C2, and this says ground ball and a double play. Oh my God, maybe I shouldn't have done that. Too late. Too late. How am I going to score this now? Boom. Is this going to be... Oh, shit. How am I going to score this one? I got to score it somehow. Ain't no way to get around it. All right, ground ball, double play. So Rijo does not get it done. So let's call this 2. What if it let me do like a 2-3-6? Let's see what happens. We'll figure it out. This has to be a manual out, of course. Double play. Let me see. I got to try to figure this out. And it'll tell me if I'm wrong. 3 and 6. I probably have it wrong. Nope. That was good enough. We'll take it. All right. Bottom of the 3rd inning. That's all right. We're not playing anything serious there. I got the double play here. I'm just curious how the score sheet is going to make it look. I got to reinstall actual Word and Excel on here because this is just a bit gobshite, if you ask me. It's just a bit gobshite. With such a beautiful, beautiful scoreboard here. Let's see. There we go. Okay, through 3DP, that works. All right, let's go ahead and close that. Don't save my changes and go away. All right, that's the one thing I forgot to put. Thank you, Ron. That's the one thing I forgot to put back on here was actual Word and Excel and all that kind of stuff. So, all right, here's Tim Leary now, batting for the Dodgers. So it's going to be Leary, then back to the top of the order are Sachs and Gibson. All right, Rico has the sign from Reed, and look out, Tim Leary, he is being a bad man here. This is a batter 10, base hit. I always love it when your pitcher can help his own cause. Back at the top of the order now, Steve Sachs, who singled for the Dodgers. First hit in this ball game. And here's the pitch. Range play to right. And this is going to be an error. It is going to be an error. So 2-1, second error by the Cincinnati Reds in this game. So 2-1 and brings up Gibby, who struck out his last time up. Here's the pitch. Gibson's going to whiff again. All right, 1 away for Pedro Guerrero. Struck out his last time up. And this will be tapped out towards second. And this is going to be a 4-3, but the runners will advance. The runners will advance. 2 in scoring position for the Dodgers, 2 down for Mike Marshall. Flew out to right his last time up. And this one is going to be a left-right 11 power check, 12. And JT Dutch, you should be happy because Mike Marshall opened the window Ant Mini. 3-run shot. And the Dodgers take a 3-0 lead here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Look out. I've subjected JT to so much San Francisco Giants baseball. So I'm glad he popped in tonight for our Dodgers game. All right. So there they go, the men in blue. 2 outs, and here is John Shelby, singled his last time up. All right, let's see if Rijo can shake it off here. This one hit out to center field, fly ball, or I'm sorry, out to right field, and Paul O'Neill is going to range over, and he is going to make the grab for out number 3. But the Dodgers on a 3-run blast take a 3-0 lead as we head to the top of the 4th here at Dodger Stadium. And it will be top of the order, Cal Daniels, Barry Larkin, and Chris Sabo. All right, here's the pitch to Daniels. This one hit to short. And this is going to be Alfredo Griffin up with it and on to Pedro Guerrero for out number 1. All right. All right, here's Barry Larkin, flew to right last time. And this one is a left-right 12. Could be trouble. Park check. This is a pitcher's park. So 11, but even if we knock it down to 10, Barry Larkin goes yard. Poor Aunt Minnie. There we go. And the Cincinnati Reds get one back. It is now 3-1. All right. Here's Chris Sabo, struck out his last time up, and this one down to third, and this one could be problematic for Tracy Woodson, and indeed it will be. This is going to be an error. Score that one, E5. And another Dodger aboard. Let's see what Tommy, or what Pete Rose wants to do, I should say, with a runner on. He is calling for a stolen base. Scioscia's pretty tough back there, but we're going to go ahead and I just have a lot of fun and see just what happens. And Chris Sabo is safe. Error on the play, and Sabo makes it all the way to third. Oh, my goodness gracious. All right, here's Eric Davis. Whiffed his last time up. Here's the pitch to Davis. Batter 12. Park check, and this is 1. And he's going to fly out. He's going to fly out to John Shelby, but it's a tag. So we got a fly out tag, and a run will score. And Cincinnati back to within 1. All right, here's Paul O'Neill. Flew to right last time up. Here's the pitch to O'Neill to control 12. And this is going to be a walk. All right. So runner on and brings up Nick Osaski now. Struck out his last time. Tim Leary rears and fires. And batter 8, ground ball to Steve Sachs, and that will retire the side. But the Cincinnati Reds get 2 back, and we head to the bottom of the 4th, and Jose Rijo is now fatigued due to innings. All right. Let's see what Pete Rose wants to do. Is Mike Scioscia ready to bat? Now it's going to be 6, 7, and 8. Scioscia, Woodson, and Griffin. 3-2 your score. Pete Rose, is he ready to go to the pen? He says no, so we're going to leave Rico in there. All right, here we go. And the pitch to Mike Scioscia. I just realized how tired I am. Anyhow, batter 8, but I'm having fun. Base hit for Mike Scioscia. So here we go. Here come the Dodgers again. No threat to steal. There's Tracy Woodson. Flew to center his last time up. Range play to third. And this one is going to be a 5-4-3 double play. Ouch. 2 down, bases empty. Rabid Wolverine says, "What's up, Beatles? Funny, I just finished a pocket pennant run game. 1919 White Sox versus the 1927 Yankees. And what was the score in that one? Because 2 really tough teams. And I wouldn't automatically give the Yankees a win in that one. So the neat thing about this game, too, is since you were playing one team in the dead ball era and one team in the live ball era, if the White Sox were visiting the Yankees, the game will adjust. 7-1 Yankees. Okay. All right. Lots of fun stuff, isn't it? It's really just a great game. Such a great game. All right. What's Pete Rose calling for here? He is now calling for a relief pitcher. All right, let's see who actually So Frank Williams came in, but he's just got 1 inning of fatigue. So, and I don't like to. Well, I can bring anybody I want, but I'm trying to look for a relief pitcher that can soak up some innings. All this modern baseball stuff. Ugh, man. Um, so these relievers. So one thing I'm noticing about that game is you don't really have like I don't see a lot of relief pitchers in here that are going to like that sort of middle reliever. The guy's gonna take some innings for you. So we're going to be hitting the bullpen a lot, or I can just up the. I can either up the fatigue, which I might do. So Reds fans, who do you like? We're obviously not going to bring in Rob Dibble. Um, we could put John Franco to work a little bit, or how about Jeff Gray? Let's bring Jeff Gray up and let's bump his fatigue up a little bit. All right. Let's go to bullpen. Jeff Gray, unless you have somebody better. Going to be the 100th anniversary of the 1927 Yankees this year. That's crazy, isn't it? It is crazy. All right, we're going to send Jeff Gray to the mound, and we're going to up his fatigue. We're going to give him 3 innings. All right, there we go. So Jeff Gray on the mound. Jeff Gray's number, just 10 innings pitched, 3.60 average, 5 walks, 4 strikeouts, or 5 strikeouts, 4 walks. But we're just having fun here. All right. Okay. Yeah, that's. I'm going to ask Paul about that because you do. I think you need that one guy that's going to come in and soak up a few innings for you. And I'm seeing that relief pitchers are either a fatigue of 1 or 2 innings. But again, maybe in 1988 you still had those guys that could come in the middle of the game and pitch 3 innings. Hey, Aaron Reed, how you doing, man? Just doing some 1988. Your Reds against you and Ron's Reds, yeah, against JT's Dodgers. 123, and I started this game 27 minutes ago. Good Lord. All right, here we go. Alfredo Griffin in the box, and here is the pitch. Batter 1, and this one's going to be a liner right to Nick Asaski. So line out to third. Boom. And that will retire the side. All right. And for Cincinnati, actually, I probably should just used a 1 fatigue pitcher. So I'm just thinking about that because it's Reed, Treadway, and Gray. Oh, well, that's all right. Aaron says he's doing all right. Okay. That's good. All right, here's Jeff Reed. Flew to center his last time up. Here's the pitch to Reed. And this one is going to be just a regular old batter 12. And this is a park check. 5. And base hit. All right, brings up Jeff Treadway now. Here's the pitch to Treadway. Treadway singled his last time up. And this one is going to be a batter 9, base hit. All right, let's see what Tommy Lasorda wants to do here. He wants a relief pitcher. All right, let's check the bullpen. So yeah, you can see here these relievers, right? 2 innings, 1 innings, 2 innings. I don't want to put in starting pitchers, even though this isn't a project. So I really would like a middle relief guy. Hey, Bernie, how you doing, man? I hear you're going to be doing some baseball tomorrow night. JT Dutch says Holton. Okay, we can bring in Holton. Brian Holton to come in. All right, thank you. I appreciate you guys. Brian Holton will come in to pitch. And Brian Holton, where are you, Brian? Come on, man. Staring me right in the face. All right. And just to be fair, we're going to bump him up 1, 2. There we go. All right, just to be fair. So Bernie's going to be playing some, I believe, Apago tomorrow night on Basement Box Scores along with Mark Unger and all the dudes over there. So wish I could be home to see that. Bernie, I didn't even get home from work until 11:30 tonight. So But as hard as I am, I still wanted to do a baseball game, mostly just to hang out with you guys. So just fun, no project, just a game here. Holton, 86 innings pitched, 1.67 earned run average, 49 strikeouts, 26 walks. He went 7-3 with a save. All right. Holton ready to go now. Jeff Gray definitely got to come out of there. Pete Rose says no. Of course, he's going to say yes. So now we got to go to the bench over here. And who do we like here? Reds fans. Who do we like here as a pinch hitter? I think we bring in Lenny Harris. Yeah. Let's look at batter data here for a second. One-off games can be relaxing, and that's exactly why I'm doing it, Bernie. That is exactly why I'm doing it, my friend. Let's look who has. So Lenny Harris seems to be a good choice. See that? So pretty good average there. Let's bring in Larry Harris to pinch hit. Okay. I can't remember, Bernie. Do you have this game? I can't remember. I think you have it, but I said you're still with the dice, right? Was that it? Where'd you go, man? Come on, Mr. Harris. Don't be hiding from me. There he is, Lenny Harris. Pinch hit. Jeff Gray. Make changes. Okay, you do have it. Okay. I thought you did. All right, so for Lenny Harris now, just 43 at bats, a 372 average. Let's see if he can move the line a little bit with 2 on for Cincinnati. Nobody out. Dodgers leading this one 3-2 in the top of the fifth. Aaron says, left your message in Discord giving you a step-by-step guide on how to install seasons, put in the data with APA. Thank you, buddy. Because it's been so long since we've done that, and I felt like such an aegis on Sunday. But we got through, and Paul said with our help, he figured out what he was doing wrong because he wasn't getting lineups in his games. And I suspect that he was choosing non-AIM. So, most pinch hits in a career by Lenny Harris, says JT Dutch, answering Ron's question. All right, here we go. Here's the pitch to Lenny Harris. After all that, batter two, and this is going to be a ground ball. This one is going to be a lead runner job. So, ground ball. Ground ball. Ground ball 6L. And there we go, 1 out. All right. Back at the top of the order, Cal Daniels. He's 0 for 2 today. Flew out and grounded out. Here's the pitch to Daniels. And swing and a miss. Strike 3, Brian Holton picking up the K right there. So 2 down. And God, I love the game of baseball. Yes, I do. Barry Larkin homered his last time up. So 2 away. Here's the pitch to Larkin. Larkin ain't going to homer this time. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. All right. So they get 2 on and do nothing with them. All right. So for those of you, this is the kind of weird clunky thing. This is how you have to get your pitcher back in the 9 slot. So you got to pick on Lenny Harris or whoever your pinch hitter was. Then you make him a DH, even if it's a non-DH game, unless you want him to go in as a defensive substitution. So you're going to do DH, choose position, save lineup, and then when you hit this where it says you must go to your bullpen for a pitcher, it just takes you there. All right, now we're getting in the middle innings. I'm not going to whinge and whine too much about this. This is not a Rob Dibble inning. Reds fans, where are you? Come on, Reds fans. Who are we going to put in here? Aaron, I don't think I have to read these 88 Reds off to you. You're a Reds encyclopedia, or Ron. JT says Led Holton hit for himself. Really? Okay. I mean, we could do that. I still got to bring in a reliever for Cincinnati, though. So Brian Holton will hit for himself. What do you say there, Reds fans? We got to get we got to deal with this here. Frank Williams. Let's see. Frank Williams. Frank Williams. Frank Williams. Frank Williams. There he is. Yep, and actually played in this game. He actually pitched in this game. So I'm gonna bump him up to 2. I'm gonna bump his because his fatigue rating is 1. Let's bump him to 2 for right now. Okay. All right, Frank Williams on there now. 2.53 under an average, 43 strikeouts, 35 walks. He was 3-2 with a save. Brian Holton is going to be hitting for himself here in 1988. As JT does, we got 3 managers going on here. All right, here's the pitch. Look at this. Does Holton make some trouble here? Batter 12, park check. It's not going to work out too well, though. I'm sorry to say, as this one is going to be a fly ball. And, geez, who do we award this one to? I guess it really doesn't matter. So, let's say Eric Davis gets to it, just because why not? All right, 1 down. Back at the top of the order, Steve Sachs. He's been on twice today with a single and reached on an error by Paul O'Neill. Frank Williams deals, and this is going to be a drop third strike by Jeff Reed. And Steve Sachs is thrown out. So strikeout 2-3. Came in here late. Who started this game for the Reds? Jose Rijo. Yep. And 3-run bomb in this game. First 2 innings were a pitcher's duel. It's turning out pretty good here. 3-2. Both starters getting chased in this one, by the way. All right, batter up, baby. Here's Kirk Gibson. He is fanned twice. And this one, Tapper up the first. And this one is going to be a ground ball to Nick Asaski. And we're going to let Nick Asaski just take it to the bag himself, right? Why not? Why not? Okay. So that does it for the Dodgers. No runs. And we go to the top of the 6th inning. Reds still trail the Dodgers 3-2. No, it was Tim Leary. Tim Leary. Yeah, thank you, JT. Tim Leary. All right. So, JT, Holton's still good. I want to keep him in a little bit. Definitely keep Holton in if you'd like. He's going to be facing the 3, 4, 5 of this Reds order. It's going to be Sabo, Davis, and O'Neill. You were right about it being a Tim. Holton stays in for sure. All right. Here we go. Holton has a sign from Mike Scioscia. Chris Sabo has struck out and reached on an error by third baseman Tracy Woodson. Here's the pitch. Fly ball, center field. And this is going to be John Shelby making the grab for out number 1. Brings up Eric Davis now. Sac fly and a strikeout for him. And this one is going to be batter 7. Grounder to Steve Sachs. Score this one 4-3. All right. So 2 up, 2 down now for the Cincinnati Redlegs. And here's Paul O'Neill. He's walked and flown to right. And O'Neill sends this one out to center field. And John Shelby, busy out there in center field, ranges to his left and makes the grab for out number 3. Bottom 6 we are now, and Dodgers still clinging to a 3-2 lead. And we've got Pedro Guerrero, Mike Marshall, and John Shelby due up for the Los Angeles Dodgers. Frank Williams still in the box. Dodgers had some tough teams in the late 70s and 80s. So did the Reds. Yeah, and the Pirates know that very well, actually throughout the 70s. The Dodgers, Reds, Pirates, and Giants in the National League always seem to be in the mix. And then you threw the Phillies in there too. The Phillies started making trouble. Those 77 Phillies, man. Ugh. All right, here we go. Pedro Guerrero. Due up. Struck out, grounded out. 0 for 2 on the day. Guerrero swings and control 9. And Frank Williams gives up the walk. All right. So runner aboard for the Dodgers brings up Mike Marshall. Home run. Mike Marshall. Kaboom, kaboom, kaboom. Responsible for that 3-run shot in the bottom of the third, giving the Dodgers these 3 runs. Do you remember Rijo retired for a few years and came back? Yep, I do remember that. I do remember that. Play some crazies walked in from the pen. No, it was Mike Marshall, the guy who's up now. So Gibby has struck out at least twice. But yeah, Mike Marshall. Yep. All right, here's the pitch to Marshall. This one is not going to be a home run, but Mike Marshall gets hit by the pitch. Gets hit by the pitch. I always go to the wrong one for hit by pitch. There we go. Hit by pitch. Boom. 2 on now. And John Shelby in the plate now. 1 for 2 with a single. And a couple nice plays out there in center field. Here's the pitch. Tapper to short. Tapper to short. Possible double play ball. And it will be, but it's going to be a 6-4-3. But there's going to be a runner advance on the play. So blah, 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 blah. And I have to go to the other one. The other one. The other one. Double play. 6, 4, and 3. And Tim Leary tries to beat the throw. Double play. All right, runner on third. 2 down for Mike Scioscia. Reached on an error and single. Here's the pitch to Scioscia. Control 9, and this is going to be a walk. All right, batter up. What does Pete Rose want to do with Frank Williams here with 2 down? Does he let him stay in? He's calling for a relief pitcher. I'm not sure when Williams is due up, though. But we're going to go by what the managers are saying. So, relief pitcher Frank Williams out of the game. And let's see. Who do we got in here? Reds fans. What do you say, Reds fans? No starting pitchers. Just relievers. So we got Pat Pacillo. We got Pat Perry. We got Candy Sierra. Charge the mound. Charge the mound. I wish you could. I wish you could. I have the warm up turned off, by the way. I'm too tired to deal with the warm up tonight. I just really am. So we've got Randy St. Clair. Don't know that you want to. Again, because I can't remember. I want this to show because I can't remember like when the pitchers due up next. Candy Sierra, never heard of him. Yeah, he's in here. We can look at his data. Let's just look at pitcher data. Let's see who we got here. And let's look at Candy Sierra. I actually have never heard of him either. And no wonder. He only worked 4 innings in 1988 with a 4.50 earned run average. He struck out 4, walked 1. So I guess we can forget that guy. I'm just waiting here. What do you say there? So here's who we got as far as relief pitchers. We got Tim Bertzis, or Bertzis, I guess is how you say his name. Sorry about that. What the hell? Dave Concepcion? Are you kidding me? This has to be wrong. I don't remember Concepcion ever pitching. Is this a muck-up in the database? Did Dave Concepcion ever pitch, Reds fans? I don't remember. So I could have caught something weird here in the database because I don't think he was a pitcher. Correct me if I'm wrong, Reds fans, please. I'm going to hold this up here because Concepcion right now is rated an ADD2. This is way too early for Rob Dibble. Rob Dibble, John Franco, nah. He actually did pitch once or a couple times before. Okay. Hmm. So, what we got here? We got Ron wanting. Okay, so he did. Okay. All right. Well, thank you for that correction. I didn't know that. We need a pitcher. We need a pitcher. Give me a pitcher up here, Fisher, as I kind of twist around the natural a little bit. So who do you guys like? Can't bring any of the nasty boys in yet. That's just not going to work. Go back and look at this pitcher data again. We could bring in Dave Concepcion. Why not? Tim Burtsus. Okay. See, so what I did there. Nothing gets by JT, man. I'll meet up with JT. It's going to be hard to fool him with magic, I think. All right, Tim Burtsus it is. He is coming in. He's got 2 innings of fatigue. Let's go to the bullpen and just do it that way. Boom, send reliever to the mound. And we're going to leave his fatigue rating at 2 now because we are in the bottom of the 6th. So we're not going to change anybody's fatigue rating. All right. ERA of 4.15, 38 strikeouts, 24 walks. He was 1-3 with no saves. Come on, Hobbs, you're up. Exactly. JT caught that right away. It's one of my favorite baseball movies. Runners at the Corners here for the Los Angeles Dodgers. And is Lasorda happy here with Tracy Woodson? Yes, he is. Okay, that's good. All right, here's the pitch to Woodson. This one, fly ball to Eric Davis in center. And it does say tag, but it ain't going to matter because there's 2 outs. So, F8. And that retires the side. We head to the top of the 7th inning. Dodgers still leading the Reds 3-2. The Dodgers picking up their 3 runs on a 3-run shot by Mike Marshall. And then that was in the bottom of the 3rd, top of the 4th. Cincinnati answered with 2 runs of their own. Not by home runs, I should add. Put a Roscoe in there. Okay, let's see what's going on. So Brian Holton did a good job today, didn't he? All right. Let's see what we got here. All right, Jesse Orosco, it will be. Let's go to our bullpen, and let's bring in Orosco. Orosco's good for an inning. So we're not going to be bumping fatigue up at this point. Okay, boom, there we go. Oh, you said it's too late. Too late, that 6-second thing. You said let Holton pitch to Osaski, but I already made the change. I need to slow these things down a little bit. So Jesse Orosco into pitch. Sorry about that. 2.72 earned on average, 43 strikeouts, 30 walks. I know, man. I know. It's that. So I'm going to slow these down when I ask you guys. I have been, but all right, here we go. Yep. I don't think I can undo that. I can undo the at bat, but I can't do. Let me see if it will let me do this. Oh, no. See, that brings back up Tracy Woodson. So Woodson flew out. No, so we can do this. So Woodson flew out to center. Okay. All right, you're going to... there. Now we're good. No, we're good, JT. Now I'm going to wait for the 6 seconds so you can see. So this was a nice little learning experience. So all you have to do is reset the at-bat, record the out. Bro, no, it's not free. It's a commercial product, and 5.75, welcome back in, is no longer available. It's now 6.1. Give you free. Join the Discord, and there are 2 baseball games on there you can... No, yeah, there's 3 baseball games you can download for free. Ron says you can have as long a delay as you want. Still can't type that fast. So if you join our Discord, you can get Strategy Baseball, the demo, which is very generous, gives you over a century of baseball seasons to choose from. You can get Pure Sim Baseball, which is 1900 to 2014, I think. And then Old Time Baseball, one of the most important games in baseball gaming history. Every team and all that from 1871 to 1981. So, I'll give you an invite to it right now. But yep, APA, it's a commercial product, and deservedly so. Great baseball game. But anyhow, welcome back in, and let me give you your invite, yeah. And Aaron, thank you again very much for the refresher on working with the seasons in APA. I really appreciate it, buddy. Because I'm just so used to that migration tool, which is no longer a thing anymore. You don't like Out of the Park? Well, to each his own. That happens to be my favorite baseball game, but to each his own. There are no wrong answers there, Simonaka, right? There you go, buddy. Friend me up, Beatles Eternally, and interact with everybody in the chat. And if you go in and you look under the part called Other Games, you're gonna have to look around, but you're gonna find Pure Sim Baseball, Strategy Baseball, and Old Time Baseball. So you get 3 free baseball games with a crap ton of seasons. Can't beat it with a stick. All right. The only thing I'm gonna ask you though is if you download Strategy Baseball, please say thank you to the man who is developing the game. His name is Crash Davis. All right. So just say thank you, Crash, please. Everybody's been doing that, and it's such a generous demo that he's given us. I think a word of thanks is a good thing. All right, so there you go. Sorry about Appa, man, but great game. It's a great game, and I'm glad it's not free. All right. Yeah, you and Aaron are the youngest ones in here, buddy. All right. Where the hell was I? Oh, yeah, okay. So Holton is going to pitch to Nick Osaski. So again, guys, if you run into that situation, wait, no, I wanted my pitcher to stay. Just reset the at bat, remember the out that was recorded, and then you're good to go. So it's great to be able to correct mistakes. All right, because most baseball games, once the player's in, there's nothing you can do. All right, here's the pitch, and it looks like JT Dutch made himself a good call. This one out to second base. Steve Sachs has it. On to Pedro Guerrero for the 4-3 putout. So 1 up, 1 down, and stepping into the plate now is Jeff Reed. All right, dude. You know what? I'm gonna be very nice. I'm gonna be very nice, but I need you to hear me clearly. Okay. All right. Yep. Jesse Roscoe in a minute. I gotta say this. I am tolerant, very tolerant. There are 3 free baseball games, and if you tell me that you only want APA, pony up the money and buy it, man. I'm sorry. You know what? Please don't come off as you're not gonna like what I'm gonna say. Don't come off like a brat, man. There's 3 baseball games. 2 of them were commercial products. You want APA, I don't know what shipping is going to be like is Philippines, and you keep it up, one of the people here with a shield is going to knock you out, or I'm going to knock you out. And I give them free reign. Now, you're getting free gifts here, man. All right? If you're on here just looking for freebies, you're in the wrong market, son. All right? So it's up to you how long you stay in this family, because I give these guys free reign, and if you get knocked out, I don't question them, but I'm giving you a warning. You want APA, buy it. Support game developers. You buy it, I'll hook you up with some free stuff for APA, stuff that I've made. But I'm not going to give you APA baseball. That's not happening. Anyhow, I'm going to calm down now, and we're going to bring in Jesse Orozco. We do live in a it seems like a entitled age, don't we? All right. I'm going to leave Orozco at a 1. Okay. Stay, man, but be cool, all right? Don't be making demands. Just don't. Again, these guys have free reign. If anybody knocks you out, I'm fine with it. All right. So let's get back to it. So Orozco, 53 innings of work, a 2.72 earned run average, 43 strikeouts, 30 walks, went 3-2 with 9 saves. Okay, yep. Yeah, I mean, at this point, at inning number 7 here, JT, I don't want to start bumping up too much. Early innings more, just to compensate for this game not having been a relievers. So, yeah, Baseball Mogul, so the thing about Baseball Mogul is it's a good under the hood game, but it looks like batting practice. So I get where you're coming from. I do. I really do get you on that one, man. I buy it every year just to support Clay, but I really hope he's the developer. I really hope that he will just maybe payoff pitch will make him change his mind, or the inclusion of Status Pro Baseball and Sports Illustrated Baseball and Digital Diamond will maybe make him rethink his decision to not bring season ticket to a digital platform. I hope he does. I know it'll be expensive, but I hope he does it. So what baseball games do you have, Simon Aka? Let me know what you got. So you got Baseball Mogul. What else do you have? Because now you have a chance to get 3 free ones. And they're all very good. In fact, yeah, they're all very good. What can I say? Yeah? Yep. Appa's amazing. I know. It's an amazing game. All right, here's the pitch to Jeff Reed. And this is going to be a batter 10 park check pitcher 3 and JT Dutch. Yeah, it's going to be a fly ball out to right, and Mike Marshall is going to track it down for out number 1. All right. So 2 down, and Orozco to face Jeff Treadway. 2 for 2 in the game with 2 singles. Here's the pitch by Orozco. Range play and fly to right, and Mike Marshall earning his paycheck for JT Dutch, Tommy Lasorda, and the Los Angeles Dodgers. We head to the home half of the 7th inning. The Dodgers 3 and the Reds 2. You only have out of the park 8. Ah, okay. You only have out of the park 8. That's the free one. So out of the park, the out of the park 27, whatever. And if you want to, if you got to wait, you want to buy it on the cheap around the All-Star break, it'll get down to about $10. And Out of Park 27 has a drive for the Pennant mode that you can play with any season in baseball history from 1901 on. And it's a great introduction to the game. Most of the menus in Out of Park Baseball you don't have to touch. All right, so Bertzes here, let's see. He will be facing the bottom of the Los Angeles Dodgers order. It's going to be Alfredo Griffin. We'll see if JT wants to pinch hit for Jesse Orozco. And then back at the top of the order, and Steve Sachs. Okay, Mickey Hatcher, I'll remember that. Griffin on the day grounded into a double play and lined out to Nick Osaski at first. And here is the pitch. And this is going to be a strikeout, but Jeff Reed drops the ball. So let's see what we got here. And it's a strikeout. So 1 down. And we are going to go to the bench. Go to the bench. Do it that way. All right, Mickey Hatcher. Mickey Hatcher. It shall be. As soon as I find him. There he is. Mickey Hatcher. Pinch hits. Jesse Orozco. So Orozco came in and did the job he needed to do and did it efficiently. All right, Mickey Hatcher to pinch hit here. Hatcher, a 293 average, a home run, 25 runs batted in. Bertzes peers in, has the sign from Jeff Reed. And here's the wind, and here's the pitch. And this is going to be a strikeout. All right, 2 down, back at the top of the order now. Steve Sachs. He has singled, reached on an error, and then there was the strikeout 2 to 3 job that he did. All right, this one, batter 11. This is going to be trouble. This is a power check. A power check 11. And open the window, Aunt Minnie. Steve Sachs sends this bomb down the right field line. And this one had a flight attendant on this one. It is gone, gone, gone. So the Los Angeles Dodgers add a little bit of insurance. It's now 4-2 here in the bottom of the seventh inning. All right. Steve Sachs goes deep. Indeed, he does. So here's Gibby. He has struck out twice and then grounded out to first. Love to see Gibby go yard here. Not happening. So Gibson not seeing Reds pitching very well today. That's going to be a strikeout. And tries to beat the throw, and he is out. All right, we head to the top of the eighth. Mickey Hatcher's day is done. And LA, I need a pitcher. I need a pitcher. So eighth inning. Don't know if you want to get your setup man ready or what. We'll see. Franklin Stubbs actually, no, he didn't appear in the game. I'm sorry. Who did appear in this game? I don't know. Let me see. Alejandro Pena. All right, Alejandro Pena. Where are you, brother? Alejandro. Where are you? There you are. Alejandro. Oh, wait. First, I've got to change Mickey Hatcher's position. I'm sorry. Sorry. Mickey Hatcher changed position. Boom, boom, boom. And Alejandro Pena. There we go. There's Fernando breathing through his eyelids. In case anybody wanted to know. All right. So Alejandro Pena comes in. For Pena, 95 innings pitched. Look at that ERA, 1.89, 83 strikeouts, 27 walks, 6 and 7 with 12 saves. Gibby hits better on one leg. Still, and I know, I mean, JT, you've heard many great calls by Vin Scully, but you know what? That call of the Gibson home run, and I know you're probably tired of hearing about people talking about that call from Vin Scully, but that to me just captured the way Scully called it. Was, all right, welcome in, Sayumanaka. Get yourself some free baseball games and have fun. In fact, if you play out of the park, you're gonna find the pure sim baseball. It's a little bit easier to do, but let me give you a hint. Just start doing a season replay, okay? Don't be messing around trying with teams from different years because that's hard. Just pick your a favorite season, and Pure Sim will do the rest for you. But anyhow, Vince Scully's call distilled for me what baseball was all about. Yep, Ron says I'm a Reds fan. It was a classic, and I tell my brother JT so many times I'm so jealous. You know that he got to grow up listening to the great Vin Scully. There are great baseball broadcasters out there, of course. Bob Prince, Red Barber, Marty Brenneman, Jack Buck, Ernie Harwell, but Vin Scully was, and these were great announcers. I just mentioned, but Vin Scully was a whole nother level. It's just amazing. The way Scully's voice changed when he said, "She is gone," is something I'll always remember. That was just, I don't know, JT, how many times I've watched that particular at bat. I remember sitting at it was last year, I think it was, at a Sons of Italy club, and there was a baseball game on. But they were showing some sort of baseball classic moments or something. And the whole bar just went nuts. But when Gibby hit the homer, before that, when Scully's making the call, right, when Vin's making the call in a bar, and you could have heard a pin drop. You could have just heard a pin drop. It was amazing. And two things that capture the essence of baseball for me. Number one, of course, is Vince Scully's call of the Kirk Gibson home run, but the other one is James Earl Jones' monologue toward the end of Field of Dreams. JT says it was a beautiful call, and that it came from Vince Scully, who's a Dodger guy, made it all the more special. It was perfect. It was. The shock on Dennis Eckersley's face also, and that's the other thing. When you look at the setup, Dennis Eckersley, and here's Kirk Gibson. I mean, you talk about hobbled, and I mean Gibson, right? I mean he barely gets in the batter's box and cranks it, and you know what? There's been great home runs in baseball history, of course. Mazeroski in '60. Bobby Thompson in '51. Joe Carter in the World Series. But there was something about that Gibson home run. It was just like the entire baseball pantheon just got together and it was perfect. Dennis Eckersley, Kurt Gibson. Gibby wasn't even supposed to play. And he walked out there, man. And you could see, I mean, the man was in pain and cranked it. Cranked it. He was a Pirate for a brief time, and we were very, very, very fortunate to have Kurt Gibson for the brief time that we did. When am I going to stream APA? Sometime this week, probably this weekend. Or maybe a late night game, you never know. Depends on how tired I am, okay? About fell on his ass in the one swing. Yes, he did. He did. Aaron Reed says, I remember the day Jack Buck died. Was riding home with your dad. They played his call of the Gibby home run multiple times. I never heard Jack Buck's call of that. I should listen to it. Jack Buck was a great, great broadcaster. St. Louis Cardinals. All right. Here's Lenny Harris. Lenny Harris. What's Lenny Harris doing up there? I thought we got rid of Lenny Harris. We did get rid of Lenny Harris. What's he doing up there? What's this lineup? What did we do? Did I miss something? Yes, I did. Or no, I didn't. Wait, yes, I did. Lenny Harris should not be in there. We got to go to our bench and get a pinch hitter, I believe. Yeah, because we wouldn't even have a pinch hitter in here. Damn it. I don't believe what I just saw. Is that what he said? Okay. We got to go to our bench here, Cincinnati. We need a hitter. Let's go to our bench this way. Because Lenny Harris can't stay in the game, obviously. That's a weird little artifact thing that's still there in this game. After it was over, I don't believe what I just saw. Do you Reds fans mind if I call on Ken Griffey here at this point? The Griff Man. Unless you guys got a better idea, but I think Griffey can do it up. Let's see what the Reds fans say here. Do we bring in Ken Griffey to pinch hit? And I'll wait because I don't want to pick the wrong pinch hitter. What do you say there, Cincinnati boys? We got to get a pinch hitter in here because it keeps. What the game does is it will, even though you made that position DH, you have to remember when that batter comes up, you've got to get him out of the game. Yeah, Parker's not on this team. Griffey's on this team, and Tracy Jones is on this team. So, Aaron, who do you like better? Tracy Jones is rated for this season as he's a C hitter. Griffey's a B hitter. Griffey a bit more power, as you would imagine. Up to you, mate. But just remember, pocket pennant run players, when you make your switch and bring in your pitcher, Keep an eye. As soon as you see DH, and that's not your DH, switch them out. Ken Griffey, you got it. All right, Griffey will pinch hit for Lenny Harris. All right, there we go. All right, let's look at Ken Griffey's numbers here. So obviously this is Ken Griffey, not the Ken Griffey of the 70s, but 280, 2 home runs, 4 runs batted in. Ozzy's homer. Ozzy's, that was a shock, man. Ozzy Smith, huh? All right, here's a pitch, and after that was much ado about nothing, Griffey will strike out. All right, batter up here back at the top of the order, Cal Daniels. 0 for 3 on the day, struck out his last time up. And here is the pitch, and Cal Daniels works the walk off of Alejandro Pena. All right, runner on. Does Pete Rose want him running? He says yes. He says yes. So here we go. Can Cal Daniels do it? He is off to the races, and he is safe. All right, Reds have the tying run in scoring position. Barry Larkin at the plate. What does Lasorda want to do? Lasorda saying, nope, we're going to stay with Alejandro Pena. He's calling for an intentional walk of Barry Larkin. But Chris Sabo is up next, and I don't usually pay attention to that kind of stuff. Although he could get the double play, but I doubt it. Yeah, it's 4-2, not 3-2. Did I say 3-2? I'm sorry. All right, let's just go with what we have here. Unless JT, yeah, do not intentionally walk. I didn't think you would want to intentionally walk Larkin. All right, here's the pitch to Larkin, and this one is way into center field. This is 1B8. Uh-oh. Could be trouble. Do we want Barry Larkin to stretch for second against center fielder John Shelby? Reds fans, what do you want to do here? Do you want Barry Larkin to stretch this base hit? Do you want to try him to stretch for second against center fielder John Shelby? Larkin is rated an A runner. Shelby is B. He's a B outfielder out there. I'll leave it up to you guys. So we got some group managing going on here. Cal's first full name is Kalvosky. Huh. Okay, Kalvosky Daniels. That's an interesting name. Okay. So what are we going to do here, gents? What are we going to do about Barry Larkin? Okay, so you're saying no, because you want Larkin to probably try to steal a base? Okay. No, it is. Okay, a run does score in the play. The Reds get one back. It's 4-3. Larkin on first. Brings up Chris Sabo. Does Pete Rose want the stolen base? He does not. He does not. But Ron is calling for the steal. So, Ron, I'm going to put it in your hands. Pete Rose does not want Larkin to try to steal. It's up to you. 1 out. That could help stay out of the double play, of course. Sabo in the game has struck out, reached an error, and flew to center. So we'll see what Ron wants to do here. Spuds McKenzie. Oh, my. All right, Sabo's at the plate. Send him. You got it. All right. This is going to be tough. Sosha's rated an A also. Let's steal. And he is safe. So good call by Ron Jopes. And an error on the play. This is the second time this has happened. So third error for the Los Angeles Dodgers. And Barry Larkin, the tying run with 1 out, just 90 feet away. Pete got money on the game. Send him. Aaron says send him as well. All right. Chris Sabo has a chance to tie the game up here. Alejandro Pena. Let's see. What does Lasorda want to do? Lasorda's calling for relief pitcher. JT, what do you say? You want to stick with Pena, or do you want to go with somebody else now? Infield in. So I've got to find the manual to this game because there is something about infield in this. And I forget how to do it because I usually don't do it. Just keep paying you in there. Hey, even got the diacritic in there. Nice. All right, we got to take a little pause in the game here because I got to find the manual to Tommy can piss up a rope. All right, I got to try to find the manual for pocket pennant run baseball really quickly. You guys give me a minute because there is a way to set infield in. So give me a minute till I find the manual, which I want to write. I want to write the new one. Oh my God, where is it? You know what? I don't have the manual in here. I'm going to have to go download it somewhere. Shit. Because you can't just set infield in, unfortunately. You can shift fielders, but you can't. When you put them in, you have to. It has something to do with the cards. And I can't find it. I cannot find it. And it should be in here, but it's not. Unless it's the PPR help. Let's look at that. I don't think that's the manual, though. But maybe it is. Nah, this is just for pocket. This is just for the manager. So that's not going to do it. And I am sorry, guys. I don't have the manual installed, saved on this computer. So you want to rethink your strategy a little bit here, JT? That's something that does need to be like be nice to be added. And actually, it's kind of funny. I never noticed this before. That you can't play your infield at double play depth or in. You do it, but the game you have to kind of. That's the only thing in this game you have to look at the cards, and I'm trying to remember if you're playing the infield in, how that affects that runner on third. Yep, looks like we'll have to hope for a strikeout. Paul always catches these, so I'm going to ask him if he can ask Craig Harris if we can set our infield depth, or if we have to do it via the manual. You have the card game rules in the other room. Ron, I hate to make you get up and get it though, man. I got to get them down from Google Drive, and I mean, if you guys don't mind waiting, I'll see. I should have it on my Google Drive somewhere. Give me a minute here. Let's see. Why not? It's early for JT, sort of early for JT. Late for me, but I am all about the baseball, baby. All right. Let me see. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? All right, Ron, we'll see. You'll probably get it before I will. Let's see. It's probably in my overstuffed baseball directory. So I'm looking at you guys. Let me see. Is it in Helix? Come on, open this up. Nope, not in there. Oh my God, I can't believe I didn't download the manual. I have the physical game, but right now I can't really get to it. You're going to be up till at least 4 a.m. All right. Is this it? Is this the one? Found it. I found it, baby. I found it. Ron, if you can hear me, come back. If you can hear me, come back. I found the manual. I'm going to have to put this out on the desktop. All right. Let me see. Base running defensive play, base running play chart. I know there's a way to do this. I'm just trying to find it. Okay. Out. Okay, sack bunt, squeeze play, hit and run. Nope. I'm pretty sure this was something that you did. or you could do. Here, so you guys can see what I'm doing over here. So here is the manual for pocket pennant run baseball. Make it a little bigger so we can all see, huh? Because I thought there was a way to do this. Maybe there isn't. I'm pretty sure there was, though. I know I'm taking a lot of time on this, but it's important. Because this is a fundamental strategy in baseball. Squeeze play, hit and run, rare play, pitcher usage, manager ratings, links. Oh, I was wrong. I guess there's not a way to do it. You see it on your rule sheet. Yeah, I thought I saw it too. All right, if one of you guys can find it, let me know, and we'll set it for that. And after all this, it probably will be a strikeout, but I need to know how to do this anyhow. Because all this, by the way, these are what the pads and cards look like. They're really nice. So, and these are on great card stock. And these are all the games. These are the teams and that you get, and there's all the score sheets. Yeah, damn it. I could be looking. Now, this is the right manual. Okay. If less than 2 outs or runner on third, defense may call infield in. When in effect, and become ground ball, becomes if squeeze play. Okay. On defensive play chart. Okay, I must have an older manual or something. So, okay, I'm gonna just pay attention to what you got up there in the chat. JT, let me drag you guys over here so we don't have to go through this flummery again. All right. Still, this should be something that should just be automatic in the game. I know Paul's gonna kill me, but it really, really just should be a thing. All right, let me get back down here. All right. All right, so JT found it. I must be just missing it. Okay, so it is less than 2 outs. And let's let Pena pitch and let's see what happens. Okay, infield is in. And this one is going to be a control 12. And guess what, JT? It didn't matter. It's a wild pitch. A wild pitch. And guess what? The Reds tie it up. Ow. After all that, it's a wild pitch. Yeah, I know, right? Wild pitch. 4-4 is your score. Oh, man. Current batter is not yet hit yet. Okay, that's right. All right, here's the pitch. And this one is a left-right 12. This could be trouble. Park check. This is a pitcher 3. Nope. Fly ball to left. Gibson will track it down. Yeah, I mean, infield. Oh, crap. JT Dutch hates baseball for 5 minutes. Yeah, but I mean, infield positioning is super, super important. So, I'm not, you know what? And I'm not going to remember that rule right now. I should, you know what? Give me a minute. Another minute, gentlemen. And I'm going to copy and I'm going to paste this into a little notepad over here on my desktop. Okay. Because there's no way I'll remember that. Okay, so infield in PPR. Infield I doesn't matter. Okay. And file and save. There we go. All right. All fixed. All right, JT. Sorry, man. Sorry for the wild pitch that happened. All right. What are we doing here? Oh, batter 12. Park check 3. Oh, did we already do that? No, yep, we did do that. Okay, 2 down for Eric Davis. Here's the wind and the pitch to Eric Davis. Batter 4 and fly ball to John Shelby. And that will retire the side. But a wild pitch allows the Reds to tie this game up. We go to the bottom of the 8th. And the Dodgers will send up the heart of the order. Be Pedro Guerrero, Mike Marshall, and John Shelby. All right, Bert's still in the game here. Let's see what Pete Rose wants to do. He's staying with Tim Bertzis. All right, here we go. Here's the pitch, and this one tapped to short, and this will be a 6-3 for out number 1. All right. Mike Marshall with a big bomb in this game, and he was hit by Cincinnati Reds pitcher. I forget who hit him now, but anyhow, here's the pitch. This one stays in the park. Batter 3, grounder to third. Sabo throws a strike to Nick Osaski for the out. 2 down for Los Angeles here, and Bertzis is now fatigued. John Shelby comes in. What does Pete Rose want to do? He does want a pinch hitter. All right, guys, let's go to the bullpen. Cincinnati Reds fans, put your thinking caps on. Who do you like here in the bottom of the 8th? And while I reread this from JT, for less than 2 outs, runner on third, defense may call when in. Effect, ground ball double play plus, and ground ball triple play becomes ground ball lead runner, and ground ball runner advance becomes single. If a squeeze play is called, infield in cancels out. Okay, good. All right. Paul is up. Let's get him on here. Yeah. Hey, all right, MV. MV says he gets the mechanic of the game now. Yeah, it's really simple. But now Paul's he's gonna come in. I'm gonna say, Paul, can we add a little button here for infield in that will adjust the cards and stuff like that? I wonder if that's possible. Just how do you get the pictures, photos to stick? Put them in the correct folder, and they'll stick. Either Pachilo or Perry. Well, it's up to you. Calling an LR. LR. What's an LR? Getting a home run, but what's an LR? Should I know this? It's 2:24 a.m. for me, buddy, after a 9.5-hour workday. So, bear with me, brother. All right. Do I flip a coin here? Let me see. Pachillo is a CAD, and Perry. Bring on Perry, you said? Perry's a little lower. He's a DCA. Are you sure? Oh, the left-right thing. Okay, that's easy. I'll show you. That's super, super easy. And just make sure that you have your player picks and the proper, which I'll show you that too. Also roll calls for park. That's a power check. So you see in Dodger Stadium, since it's a pitcher park, and if it calls for a park check, you go to power, and whatever that dice roll result is, you subtract, you go down or up one on the back one on the chart. If it's neutral, stays the same. If it's a hitter's park, you move up one. Okay. Pachilo's better. You got it. All right. He's going to the mound. And we're going to leave his fatigue rating where it is. ERA of 4.50, 11 strikeouts, 4 walks. He went 1-0 with no saves. All right. So, hopefully we get a. If not, MV, hang on for a minute or two, and I'll show you how the left. After we get out of this game, I'll just set up a situation. All right, John Shelby on the day is 1 for 3. He has singled, flown to right, and grounded into a double play. Here is the pitch. This one could be a problem. Batter to. Oh, here you go. Here you go. MV. This one is a park check. Okay, so I'm looking at a park check, and I just go to power. Power and park. So power is also a park check. I go to 7, and this is a double by John Shelby. That's how you do it. Okay. Shelby in scoring position, possible go-ahead run for the Los Angeles Dodgers. And here's Mike Scioscia, we had a single, I'm sorry. So he is 1 for 2 with a walk. Single, reached on an error, and walked. All right, Scioscia cuts on this one. And you're asking about left-right. Here we go. So these guys are different-handedness. So Pachilo is a right-handed pitcher, but Scioscia's a left-handed batter. So you just go to the batter card. And this is going to be a 10. Another park check, 4, go to power. Base hit, and that's going to be an RBI that's going to score. That's going to be an RBI single here for Mike Scioscia. So let's do that. And a run scores, and the Dodgers reclaim the lead. Hopefully JT likes baseball now. Don't you move from 7? Yeah, that's what I was saying. I was just trying to write 7 to 6, 7 to 6, 7 to 6, right? Oh yeah, that's right. Oops, we got to reset that at bat. You're absolutely right. Let's reset the at bat. Boink. So Scioscia, what was that? Oh, it's right here. It was a left-right 10. I'm really tired. Park check. 4. Oh, he just misses it. But it's a fly ball, and the runner's going to move to third, but it's out. Yep. So JT being an honest Dodgers fan there. How about that? If he was an Astros fan, he would have let that fly. All right. Anyhow, this is going to be fly ball out to center field, and that's it. Damn. There we go. Uh-oh. All right. Top of the 9th. Yeah, once you get the flow, it's quick for the game. Wait, no, hold on. Okay. I'll reset the at bat again. And I pretty much remember what it was. It is a 6-10, which is single 2. So I did have it right. I did have it right. I'm not going to be doing baseball games too late this time. Okay, so there we go. It's 5 to 4. All right. And now let's bring up Tracy Woodson here. Okay. I know Bernie doesn't care for checks, but I enjoy the build up to result. Well, this doesn't have a lot of checks, which is nice. Ron, unlike inside pitch. Well, you know what? Here's what we're going to do. Oh my God, here come the clouds. This game doesn't count for anything. It's a rain stoppage. And the Dodgers win this one 5 to 4. There, that was simple. There we go. Got them. Close. Okay, and close. No. All right, and let's just close this. It's going to open it anyhow. It is the most beautiful score sheet in baseball gaming. All right, close, close, close. And close. Manager definitely needs a nap. But wow, I couldn't believe that cloud burst there over Chavez Ravine. The game doesn't count, guys. It's all right. So, MV, before you go, let's show you a couple things here first outside of the game. Okay, wherever you have Pocket Pennant Run installed. Okay, I just have it in CPPR, Pennant Run, artwork, and then just make sure that your players are in the players. You don't have to worry about players custom or players two or whatever. Just players, and there they are. Even split up by year, which is really nice. So there's all the guys from 2011 and so on and so forth. Okay. Mother Nature says game over. It's a draw. All right, so we're just gonna play a game from history. We're not gonna actually play a game. I'm just gonna load up a season here. Let's do doesn't matter 1979. Okay, and we're just gonna pick. Let me see. Doesn't matter. Dodgers Padres. We're just gonna set up some different scenarios. Okay, and we'll just play game day. There we go. But I am turning off the warm up rule because I'm too tired. The warm up rule is great in this game. I just don't want to think. Okay. Yep, my settings have been saved. Okay. All right. So let's go over park checks and stuff like that. Schedule change at work. Do you have a schedule for our family get-togethers? If you mean the old chin wags, those are still gonna be Saturday nights. Saturday nights and then Sunday nights. And I missed with JT last night, but that's because Legends was doing the rare live baseball game. So, all right. So MV, let's run through a couple things here. So we're gonna be kind to Gene Richards, and we can turn off the dice or what have you. But let's say that we get a park check and we're playing we're back at Dodger Stadium again. How did we do that? How did we do that? JT, seriously, man. How about it? All right. And just so that we don't muck things up, let's set this as, whoops, board game companion. So we just go to change dice and let's turn off the dice. There we go. All right. Now we can just play any kind of baseball we want. We can cheat and everything. So let's say that Gene Richards, your game of choice, says that it's a left. Let's see, is this a left right? It is. Yeah, let's say it's a left right, and it's a left right five. Okay, he's a lefty, he's a righty, and you can see here Don Sutton, right, showing that arm there. But I still look over here. I'm so used to that. So because they're not the same handedness, the result is going to be a batter five. So it's going to be just going to be a fly ball. Okay, fly ball to wherever. Let's say to Reggie Smith. Okay. So let's say your game says fly to right. Boom, gone. Okay. Batter up. Let's say Ozzie Smith gets a base hit. Just creating things here. Okay. And batter up. And Ozzie Smith is going to steal. So this is important, MV, if you're playing this as a board game companion. Okay. If you're playing it as a board game companion and not pocket pennant run baseball, you got to hit board game assistant. So let's go ahead and give Ozzie Smith a steal. So he's always going to be safe because your game said it was going to be safe. All right, Ozzie's on now, okay? And it brings up the human rain delay here. All right, what's another one of the hits? So home runs are pretty easy, you know. Thing is Mike Hargrove's not going to hit a lot of them, as you can see on this year's card. But let's say he rolls it and the end result is a 12. That's it. Okay. Well, we can still pretend we're playing pocket pennant run, but rather than waiting for the dice to roll up a situation, I just want to create some situations. I think the thing in pocket pennant run that throws people the most, not this, but this. Because this is where unusual outs, and we had to do one in the game that we were just playing. So there's the infamous, if we had another runner on, there's the unassisted triple play right there. The L6TP, that's an unassisted triple play. I never had an unassisted triple play, but I did have a triple play in Action PC a couple weeks ago. Triple plays, lineup, double plays, but you could have an unusual double play where the runners advance. Um, or just, and this is like sort of for the weird outs over here. And all you have to do is just say, okay, what fielders were involved, and here's, fielder one, fielder two, and then if it's a double play, who's the third fielder, unless it's a line out double play, right? And then there's your triple play stuff. Okay. Um, Hit and runs are interesting. All right. Not that I would hit and run with Mike Hargrove. But we go to hit and run. Okay, so I shouldn't have put Ozzy on second, or I could have done a hit and run for you. Let's have Mike Hargrove ground out, and we'll move Ozzy to third, and we'll do a squeeze bunt. How about that? Okay, so Hargrove is going to ground out 3-1, and Ozzy Smith is going to go. And do you see how he did that? If it has an asterisk, whoops. So we go to outs, and if it has an asterisk, we call that 3-1. Okay, it was grounded to first, but then Ozzy moves because of that asterisk. A straight 3-1, Ozzy's not going to go anywhere. Okay. Yep, left right's really easy. Left right is really, really, really easy. There's all your sack bunt stuff. So, I mean, I was doing the thing like whatever, ground ball, blah, 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 blah. But you can just do a sack bunt 2-3, 1-4, 1-3. These are all the common sack bunts. Okay. So they're not bad. These aren't bad. Ground ball, lead runner, out, possibly. Unassisted, runners advance, straight ground balls. And then there's four types of strikeouts. There's a strikeout drop K, strikeout stolen base, and a strikeout double play. So strike them out, throw them out is what I think about is that one. All right, so if you get left right, you got it. That's pretty much it for pocket pennant run, and as far as playing the game. Hits and runs are fun. I wish I could show you one. Let's go ahead and let's do one. Let's have Mike. Let's bring up Dave Winfield, and Dave Winfield's gonna crank one out of here. We're not gonna, or no. Let's put Dave. It's gonna be a base hit, and that'll score Ozzy. Now let's look at hit and run. If the batter is good enough. All right. I don't think so. We're not playing pocket pennant run. Okay. So to use the hit and run, you're going to have to do it a different way in a board game assistant. But you can see here there must be a runner only on first and less than 2 outs, and the batter must be an A or B, which makes sense. A C batter, he's not going to be as good of a contact hitter, and you want a good contact hitter. But there should be a way to do a hit and run here somewhere. Because if your board game calls for a hit and run, maybe we're missing something in Board Game Companion. How about that? So I think the way you have to do the hit and run is you've got to score it. Wow. So Paul, download pictures from where you have yours downloaded by year. All you have to do is just wherever you bought Pocket Pennant Run Baseball, just go into that site or go into that, and I'll bring it up and I'll show you. I'll show you. PocketPennantRun.com. Click on software and password. Okay, there. I just don't want anybody beating me up here. Okay. Bring you back. All right. So if you go in here to Artwork Zips, there's your players. It's right there. And these are all split up by year. Can I open this thing? Yeah, I can preview it, I think. I'm not going to download it again. But that's where they are. That's what you need. There are Negro League players in here, by the way. I don't use the players too. This one's good enough. And then these are already split up by year, as I've shown you. Okay. There's all your, well, this is the logos for the All-American Girls Professional Baseball League. But you'll find all your logos already in there. I know because I'm the guy that contributed the logos to this game. Yep, you're able to get the Negro League photos. Right. So just right here, player zip. Right. So when you download those, okay. So when you download player zip MV, then all you have to do is go to your Pocket Pennant Run directory after you've just unzip them wherever you want, and then in Pocket Pennant Run, artwork, and maybe you should take a why don't you take a quick screenshot of this, then you remember, okay? There's your path. So whatever drive, me I put on the C drive, and there they are. Doesn't have every season, but I'm sure if I did 1911, it's going to pull the players anyhow. So, but I know MV, one of the ones you might want to do would be 1986. There they are. Just make sure they're in your players directory, and they're automatically zipped by year. So you don't have to, you know, probably what's happening with the Action PC photos, if they're not sticking as you say, it's because of this, maybe the extra, although I think Action PC allows this, but it might be with the extra year, right? Because it's usually just first name underbar last name .jpeg. But I think with this, and these are PNG files, although I can't remember. I'm too tired to boot it up right now. I don't remember if Action PC allows PNG files either. So just these are there. It's 2 gigs. Okay. Yep. That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do. Go back to 1960, and there they are. So everybody is where they should be. And in most cases, not all, but in a lot of cases, they are wearing the correct livery for that year. So that's it. Okay. No, there isn't. I've gone beyond hinting. I really would love to write this manual. I know Paul's got a lot going on, and people are wanting a manual, and I'd love to write it. Yeah, there is. I had to find it. I have it now out on my, or I don't have it on my. Do I have it on my desktop? Yeah, I do. So I had to download it again. But the rule book should be in there. But it needs a new manual. And the reason I want to write it is because I would like to put in examples. Do some graphics, put in some examples for people, and make it a little bit longer. Because the actual rule book, when you get, because I have the physical game, it's literally, it's like a sheet of paper, like a sheet of glossy paper. And I think this thing needs a longer manual. Yeah, there are photos. I'm such a nice guy. I'm even going to download them again so you can see. All right, so I'm going to have to move you guys over here again. All right, and I'll show you. All right, so I got to go back to Pocket Pennant Run again, and MV, man. I love you, Mace. So not an issue at all. Okay, let's move you guys here and here. Okay. All right, so I'm going to go to Artwork Zips, and I'm going to download Players Zip, and it's not going to let me open them, unfortunately. I don't think. Nope, I just have to download them. So I'm going to put them on my desktop. Players, save, and now they're downloading. So we got a couple seconds here to talk while it's downloading. Over here. It is a great game, and um, the Facebook group has blown up with this. A lot of people are playing this game, and everybody in the community knows how I feel about this game. I think it's fantastic, and I think I think there are some people that are kind of underrating this game, and I don't quite understand why. There's still a lot more to come, too. Okay, give it a go and let you know. Next we're here, if you can do. Yeah. So I'm going to show you guys. I'm going to show you guys what how I did it. Okay, let's go to this. Let's go to this folder. All right, they're on my desktop right now. Okay, and just go to regular desktop. I don't like to look at all that goofy stuff. And I'm going to look at players, and I'm going to right click and more options. I use 7-zip, by the way, and I just extract the players, and there they go. And then I'm going to show you. Yeah, it's a bit of snobbery. It happens. Mm-hmm. You know, I think that if Craig was charging more for the game, maybe, but I don't know. Plays a good game of baseball. Paul, you're gonna be really sorry you came on here, but how are you doing? Paul's gonna hit me. He knows that when I say this, I'm gonna ask for something. So, Paul, in the manual, how you have to do. Is there any way? Does Craig have any plans for infield positioning? It occurred to me that that's really missing in this game. Is to be able to just say infield in normal double play depth. We had to go digging, and thank God JT found it in his manual. As I'm really tired. I did 9.5 hours today. I didn't even come on till like 11:30. So I'm pretty knackered, to say the least. All right, so guys, what I did is there's the players directory. I just unzipped it. Yeah, in the board game, but there needs to be here. More people are playing this. So what I'm saying is, like, I don't want to have to remember, oh, it's this, this, and this, right? Is there any way that we can have, because that's really missing, because we had a situation, luckily it ended up as a wild pitch, but JT wanted the Dodgers in. This was in a different game. Wanted the Dodgers infield in. Yeah, there is infield positioning. Yeah. Okay, so here they are. Here is your directory. MV. There you go. And just all these things. That player's photo, right? That player's directory is already created. Pocket Pennant Run. Just copy all this into there, or you can unzip right to that if you want to. So there they are. And of course I'm going to delete them because I don't need 2 copies of them. But that's it. That simple. And let's get rid of that. Boink. I am forgetting one thing. No, I'm forgetting many things. I'm tired. What am I forgetting? It's just I think being able to set the infield and having that adjust would be nice. And maybe that's a tall order. I don't know. There's a board game representation, but of course you can break Craig's heart by asking him. I mean, if it can't be done, it can't be done. But it just seems like you can play a full game of baseball except for that. He doesn't want player picks tick. See. All right. Well, that's okay. RBIs tick, logos tick. I'm sorry. I know I'm the one. But you know what? He reached out to me and said, "Do you got the logos?" And I said, "Yeah." And I sent him the logos. So these came from me. The major league logos. All the other stuff, I don't know. But if he can't do it, that's okay. If he can't do it, I mean, it's all right. But it would be nice. Anyhow, let's go ahead and get out of this. And out of this, and out of this, and back to this. If he can't, Craig already hates me probably. You're gonna tell him, yeah, Beatles Eternally has one more suggestion. Yeah. So when I did see that, and I see that you have a version 20 of Betty. When are we gonna see it, my friend? Mon ami, huh? When are we gonna see it? I'm ready for the next update for Pocket Pennant Run Baseball. Still having a blast with this one, and I know that you are like obsessive with your testing, and I love that. So Within a couple weeks, maybe. I'm not putting you down to a hard commitment here, but maybe in a couple weeks, do we see the new Pocket Pennant run? Please, please. I watched your game. And MV, you're right. This game does have a great flow to it. It really does. You're up to version 22. I'm at version 17. So, I'm very sad about that. Even when released, still bug squashing. Oh, I get you. I get you. I get you. Can you play dead ball? So, my understanding is that if you play dead ball baseball just as a one-off thing, yes. But apparently there's an issue playing dead ball if you're doing seasons. That's why I've been staying away from dead ball baseball in this game. Ghost Run. We don't need the Ghost Runners in Otani room. We need dead ball fixed. Please. Yeah, dead ball's fine on quick play, but not on season replay. And I've been missing doing dead ball baseball. I really have. And I'd like to start doing some dead ball baseball. That's what this channel was really built on, was dead ball baseball, and I'd like to get back into it occasionally at least. So Craig working through dead ball, but you keep finding bugs. Yeah, it's too bad. So yeah, you can't play a season in it, MV, but you can play it. You can play them as one-offs, and they're fine. So modern baseball. That's funny how we talk about modern baseball. It says his answers will be as soon as I shut the fuck up. Funny. No, I mean the infield positioning, like I said, I mean thanks to JT, there it is, right from the manual. Less than 2 outs. It's just, here's the thing, right? So you got to remember when you're playing, because it's the only thing you got. The only other thing you have to remember is park checks, right? But this, if less than 2 outs and runner on third, defense may call in. Oh yes, yes, there is one other thing I had to bring up, Paul. If you're playing a board game, playing this as a board game companion, you the hit and run, the way you got to score a hit and run is, I'm guessing, going to be a stolen base and a single. That equals a hit and run, because you can't hit and run on the board game companion. I do love your pitcher stuff, but I would love it more if I had version 22, and if Deadball worked. You guys know I love this game. I love it. People get tired of me talking about Pocket Pennant Run. I love it. I love Pocket Pennant Run baseball. It's my best friend, Paul, next to you. It's my best mate. Dead Ball's not fixed in version 22. Wankers. Wankers, all of you. What's that other beta tester doing? Who's obviously, I don't have the newest version, so his name isn't even on here. What's he doing? Tell him to fix Dead Ball. Please. Dead Ball's nice. Pre-game show, etc. coming. We sidelined because projects were more important than new ratings. So does that mean, I don't know what any of that means. So, hit and run. If I'm playing, let's say some night, I'm doing Strat Max, and I'm inputting into Pocket Pennant Run instead of Action PC. So what else about stadiums? Stadiums would be really nice, even if you guys did ballparks like they're done in Diamond Mine baseball. But you're skirting my hit and run question. You have no history. Okay, but if I'm playing it as a board game companion, right? I can't hit and run for Pocket Pennant Run baseball. So what am I going to do it as a base hit and a stolen base? Is that how you do it? Is that how you get around the hit and run? All right, I got a runner on first. right? I got to speak. All right, I'm going to have to speak dead ball to you. Sorry. All right, and it's a fantasy team here. So I got Eddie Collins on first, and I've got Hannes Wagner at bat, and I want to hit and run because Hannes Wagner's a high average hitter. They're both fast. Okay. Of course not, because every single game has different hit and run rules. Okay, so look, play a game from history real quick. I'll show you what I mean. Show you what I mean. Um, we can't do anything in dead ball. We'll just pick something from 1970. Doesn't matter. Let's just say we're playing the Reds and Expos. And for JT, I did not pick a Giants game. Okay. All right. And board game assistant, no dice. Okay. Now, I want to hit and run, but I can't. If I'm playing APA or Strat or History Maker Baseball, right? Because if I go to hit and run, there's rules for a hit and run in Pocket Pennant Run Baseball. But let's say the rules in the game I'm playing are just straight up that I've got a good contact hitter and a fast runner, which is what you need. That's baseball. I'll put somebody on first. So Gary Sutherland is up. Gary Sutherland is going to have a base hit. All right. Batter up. Not going to be the best here. He's not a fast runner. But let's say I want to run a hit and run from a board game companion. There's no way for me to do it. Well, the result would be base hit, runner advances. He's off to the races. And the only way I can figure out how to do that is to give is Gary Sutherland is going to steal and board game assistant, and Rusty Saub's going to get a base hit. There's no other way to do. The only way to do hit and run and pocket pennant run baseball is if you're playing pocket pennant run baseball as a straight hit and run. And then there's also run and hit, but I won't ask you guys to add it, but that is a different play. A hit and run is more cautious than a run and hit. So what's the final board game result? Okay, a successful hit and run, right? So, in other words, the runner on first breaks for second, and the batter is swinging into contact, and he happens to get a single. Hey, Gary, welcome in. You just woke up, and I'm about ready to go to sleep. But I want to try to get this figured out. Because I know it's going to come up in Strat Max. I'm going to hit and run. Where do the players end up? First and second. First and second. So I know how to do that, but I'm saying that, like, because the hit and run play works fine in the game Pocket Pennant Run Baseball. But for hit and run on here, I guess it's going to have to be, because if people are using the score sheet, this is going to be a steal, but it's not really a steal. It's a hit, like a run and hit play. And you guys, right, you know there's a difference between the two. A run and hit is more like a straight steal. So the runner's going to go, right? But a hit and run, he's going to go, but it's a more cautious play. No, I'm not overthinking this. What I want to know is I want to make a hit and run. Okay, so here's the only way I know how to do it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is board game assistant, and although it's not going to happen, Gary Sutherland is going to steal, and then Rusty Staub's going to get a base hit. But see, that advanced the runners. That's not what I want. So I would have to, let me reset the at bat. I know how to fix this. So here's how I would do it. All right, runner on first. All right, now he's going to steal. This is the way I would think about how I would do this in a board game assistant. He steals, and then Rusty Staub is going to get a single but no advance. That's the hit and run. Yeah. Yeah, when a lot of people think hit and run, they mean run and hit. Yeah, run and hit's the better play. And if you're playing dead ball baseball, you should play run and hit, not hit and run. Well, you're saying no, no, no. How else am I going to do that? If I look up here, if I look and hit, I don't see a hit and run. Okay, a board game assistant is only designed to give you the final result. Okay, that's all right. Fair dinkum, as the Aussies would say. But if I look at the score sheet, and again, sorry, I'm not bringing up actual Excel, right? But what that's going to give me here on this is a stolen base. Where a run in, that's not actually correct. That's not a stolen base on a hit and run. Okay? Think of it more as the runner's going with the pitch, batter singles, right? The idea is you're trying to stay out of the double play. You've got a great contact hitter and you got a speed demon on first. So I do know that the board game assistant is there. So in baseball, it's just a single. Okay, then I figured it out. Boom, boom, boom. That's the way we have to do it. Except that Gary Sutherland shouldn't be given a stolen base on the play, if I'm remembering my baseball rules correctly. Results are base hit and the runner advances via the hit and whatever. Right. Why do I need that granularity on a score sheet? I don't need that granularity on a score sheet. Well, why do I? Because Gary Sutherland, if I'm tracking stats in Baseball Commissioner, Gary Sutherland's getting credit for a stolen base. You know, yeah, the runner advances, but now he's getting credit for a base he actually didn't steal. JT, where are you, man? Do you understand what I'm saying? Did anybody understand me? I know it's a base hit, but that still is the problem that the only way to do it in Board Game Assistant is I'm giving Gary Sutherland a stolen base, and that's not a stolen base. So it's just a 1B plus. Okay. All right. So let's rewind it. So that's how we would do the, oops, that's how we would do the hit and run. Is that what you're saying? Okay. Because I'm picky. Reset it back. Yep. All right, so just straight up hit and run. Okay, I got you. So there we go. All right, there's our hit and run. We can do it that way. Okay. No, that's cool. Now Sutherland's not credited with a stolen base. I just wasn't thinking. You're right. So maybe overthinking, but I'm thinking, oh wait, how do I do hit and run? The infield positioning, though, that is not overthinking. Um, there's got to be an easier way to then go through it. I have to remember if it's this, then it changes to this. Yeah, okay, so if I'm doing a, yeah, then JT Dutch pointing out the difference. A run and hit is the more aggressive play, and that's going to be a single with a two base advance. Yes. And you know what? It was uh believe it or not, micro league baseball. It gave you the choice between a hit and run or run and hit. Do you guys remember that? I thought that was super cool. Okay, just a quickie. The players folder on Betty 4.05. Wow. Okay, wait. How far back is your game, buddy? Yeah, 4.05 under 17. There should be a downside to run and hit. Like if you hit the ball up the middle, it should be a ground ball with the runner advancing to second base. Okay. Things existed standby us. Okay, I got you, Paul. I'm like I said, man. I worked 9.5 hours today, and I was just thinking about somebody wanted to do a hit and run, so it's just going to be a base hit. Okay, and a line out would be a double play. So MV says just a quickie. The players folder. No, 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 no. Okay, so look. Let's go back to this again. The players folder is created when you download. So all these directories here, MV, when you download Pocket Pennant Run, everything in here already exists. Okay? All you're going to do is all those players that you unzipped, you're just going to copy that entire extracted archive, or just unzip the archive to the players folder inside artwork, and you got them. That's it. So there's everybody from 1931, or most players from 1931. That's it. Okay. But no, I love the game, Paul. But you're teasing me with weather and pictures, and it ain't fair. It ain't fair. Now I'm just looking at pictures. So you got make let's make sure you got that MV. So once again, when you download Pocket Pennant Run Baseball, there's not going to be anything in here yet, right? In this players directory. It's a separate download. But all this stuff here is already here. The directories are created. Unzip the players, and you're going to get inside that players, right? When you extract it, this is what you get. And all that has to be is either unzipped into the players directory or unzip it anywhere, select them all those folders, and just move them over to players, and Bob's your uncle. Because you already got the Negro League players, you said. So it's really the same thing. You're just doing it with a ton more players, that's all. All right, so JT, yeah, because a lot of people were complaining they didn't want pictures, which I don't know why you wouldn't want pictures. Same thing with logos, MV. You can use your logos. I think do the logos, Paul. They're already in the game though, so you don't even have to download logos if you don't want to. But you can always put more logos if you want. Do your own, whatever. Paul has a few of these here, I think. Yeah, like the Nankai Hawks. So some Japanese baseball in here, and there's a few minor leagues and what have you. So yeah, JT, am I at least correct that we need a little easier way to do infield positioning? Do you know what I'm saying? I think this game needs an easier way to do infield positioning. Because I mean, when I'm reading this again, I'm in the middle of a game, and I get it. This is not, but a lot of people are playing this as a game on its own, right? So, again, so if less than 2 outs and runner on third, defense may co-infield in. When in effect, a ground ball double play with a runner advance, and ground ball into a triple play become a ground ball lead runner, and ground ball advance becomes a base hit. If a squeeze play is called, infield in cancels out. So it's just I'm wondering, is there a little just a little button? This would be an easy one. So how about a button that would say infield in, and then just a little window pops up that tells you this? Do you think Craig could do that? That way, at least the person playing the game wouldn't have to go, wait, where's my damn rule book? But rather have this. It would just be a button, just the same way that you guys do range plays now. So you would have a little button that would say infield double play depth, and infield in, infield normal. I think that's a reasonable ask if Craig could do it, and it wouldn't have to change the cards, just a little pop up window, because I know it's going to happen some night. Whereas in Action PC Baseball, that manual entry, I know how to do all that stuff, and I can set infield in, infield back. You had your rule paper handy from the card game. That's how you found it, yeah. And mine is put away somewhere. So maybe if Craig could do that, Paul, that would be nice. Everything else is great in the game. You never played the board game, okay? I messed around with it for a little bit, but I even found myself with that because I think, my friend, because of my beginning with digital baseball. It's like I don't want to have to think about this. My infield's in, it's going to happen. If I'm playing Action PC, if I'm playing out of the park baseball, Diamond Mine baseball, digital diamond. So the only thing that you would need is just on the main game screen, just down there in that real estate, just infield in, and then that thing pops up. Infield back, for a double play. And then if neither of those are pressed, or just add the third one, infield normal, then those little rules come up. And I don't. In fact, one of you guys, if you have your rule book handy, I don't think there is a rule for double play depth for infield, is there? It's just a great game, baby, and I'm just noticing that, and this is the first time I've noticed that was tonight. The only reason you bought the card game is to have lifetime access to the PC app, yeah. And I think, Paul, while what you're saying is true, that this is a representation of a board game, right? There are checks where, or there, in a lot of board games where you can have the infield at double play depth or playing the infield in. I'm not asking you guys to do crazy things like garden the lines or anything like that. So, Ron is asking, is Craig time being taken up with the golf game coming out? Yeah, Matt McKeever coming out with Pocket Golf. I'm not a golf fan, but just to support these guys, I'll probably buy it. Okay, so there's nothing on double play depth. So I don't know if that's something Craig has thought about or not. I know defense usually in baseball games, and we've told the story about Digital Diamond Baseball. I'm not going to tell the wheres and whys, but there was at one point where every outfielder had the same arm rating and the same range rating. And there was a concerted effort which finally got those ratings into the game. How's that? So, what do you guys think? Now, so you can wait for breakfast. Think button pop. Thank you, Paul, and thank you for working me through the hit and run, man. I'm really that tired, so I was overthinking. So that's cool. He is the man. Without Paul Fay, this game would not be where it is now. All the incredible, insane stuff that you can do with this game. All right, yeah, download it again, MV. If you have any questions about it, I'll do a little tutorial for you, man. Just on all the directory structure, but you should be good. Love you too, brother. And tell Mrs. Paul, you know, wonderful, wonderful. I think she's awesome. All right. So there we go. There we go. And oh, I know. And I know that Craig's probably not going to be able to do it right away, and that's fine. I don't want to drive the man crazy. Just I'll just have to make my brain work a little bit. Well, I still love her too. Always will. Always will. She married up. Um, I think Paul married up, but that's just my opinion. So I'm going to close with this. If you guys want to watch the most amazing guy from Britain who isn't a Beatle, man's name is Fred Dibnah. Yeah, love it here. Always a fan, even though we disagree and argue. This is how it should be. Amen. I'm going to put this guy in here now, especially enough. You have acrophobia still. So this guy, Fred Dibnah from Bolton, he's no longer with us. May his memory be eternal. Fred Dibnah was a steeplejack, and there's some really cool BBC documentaries. This man used to climb 400-foot chimneys, not wearing any safety equipment. And he's got a cigarette hanging out of his mouth and stuff like that. Check out Fred Dibnah. Scared of heights? Then you might not. I'm not afraid of heights either. The first time I watched these Fred Dibnah documentaries, I was getting queasy. You're not seeing the pics. Did you download the pictures, MV? And unzip them? Paul, go to breakfast. I got the pictures thing here, buddy. I got it. I'm going to help my mate here. Yes, Fred Dibnah was huge, man. He was huge. This guy was a steeplejack, and when you guys watch him, he's somebody you'd like to have a couple pints at the pub with. And even though he has the sort of that Bolton thing going on where he doesn't sound smart, this guy was brilliant. Just brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. But he's up on these chimneys, man. Oh my God. Okay, there are no players in the players folder. There aren't. There shouldn't be because you didn't download them yet. Okay? All right. So then what you can do is if they're not in there, just create a folder called Players. So go ahead and do that. I thought they were all in there. So just make a folder inside Artwork called Players. This is how I did it then. And once you have that done, unzip that Players folder. I'd say put it on your desktop and then copy them over rather than zipping right into the Players folder. I prefer doing that. Okay. All right. Now you've created that folder called Players, and I'll bring it up again. All right. So let's make sure we're on the same page. Mate, you're in Artwork. Create this. Okay. Now, when you're in the Pocket Pennant run, did you? No, they're not in the main download. All right. So let me show you where they are. And that's okay. So, all right, let's go to software. The only reason I'm doing this offline, I trust you guys, but every once in a while this thing will ask for the password, and I don't want to give that out because then everybody's got a free Pocket Pennant run. Okay. People watching, like the dude that was here earlier, wanting a free APA game. Artwork zips, MV. Click once on that, and then you're going to go into here. And this is the folder that you want. Players zip. You're going to know it is because it's a 2 gigabyte file. So you download this archive like I did before. Okay. JT's laughing. Yeah, he'd be like hopping all over that. Another free baseball. You're getting 3 free baseball games. Okay, you're in Artwork zips. So when you're there, go to players.zip and download this file. Download this file. Just download it to your desktop for now. That way I think it's always easiest to find it to your desktop. I'm getting this from, yeah, look. So if you're looking at my screen, okay, let's go back all the way back, and all one more time. It's not going to let me do it. Son of a bitch. Ugh. So let me do this. Why has it got to pick tonight to be like this? Hang in there, my friend. I just want to be able to go up. That's why I like Google Drive. You can go up and down directories a little bit easier. All right. I'm going to have to do it this way. It hasn't been asking me. It's not going to show my password anyhow. So it should be okay. Software. All right. Yeah. So there's Betty. That's the main game. The main game does not have the artwork. It doesn't have the pictures because some people were bitching they didn't want pictures. So you've already downloaded the game, you've unzipped it. Make sure you don't install your game on the desktop. Then you're in Artwork. When you click on Artwork zips, then you're into, this is where you can find the logos, dice, meeples, Negro League players. Just get Players zip and download this. Okay. So again, I'll do it again. All right. So I'm going to download it and I'm going to plop it right back on my desktop. Just leave the name as Players. Save, and now it's downloading. Okay, you got it? All right, cool. Yeah. The pictures make such a big difference. Again, play what you love and play it the way you love, but I mean, I think having player pictures just really adds to a game, whatever. Really, really does. I like to see cards and dice games put player pictures on the cards. I know that's probably an unpopular opinion, but there you go. Anyhow, this is going to be for anybody that hasn't gotten it. I'm going to show you. So, tutorial for those who don't have it yet. All right, look at that. I did that 35 minutes ago. Shit. Okay. Let's go to this folder, regular old desktop, and actually let's do it this way to make it even more funsies. Close this out. All right, so here's my players directory, right? Which you've created this now. So this is again in Pennant Run Artwork Players, and right now it will be empty. But then when you unzip all these dudes here, and whatever program you use, I don't suggest using the Windows. Go get 7-zip, it's free. And you just go to Extract to Players, and it's going to create a folder on your desktop called Players. So let's let it do that. Make sure you're seeing that on your screen. I've got to move this over for a second and close Pocket Pennant Run. Yep, you're seeing it. Good. Almost there. One thing Windows never changed was the speed of file transfers. They haven't changed this in for any version of Windows, which drives me nuts. Okay. Now, what you do then, MV, is open that players directory you created on your desktop. Okay. Then a quick way to do this is do Control A, and that you've selected them all. Control C, right, to copy. And then when you go into Pocket Pennant Run, Baseball, Artwork, and then right here, you would I'm not going to finish this, but I would just click Paste. And all of those folders, when you're done, this is what it's going to look like. And then all your player pictures are going to be in there. There's 1957, and so on and so forth. All right, you got it. Yes, baby. All right, good. I don't have to and get rid of these again for a second time. I think you're going to enjoy the game a lot more with the player photos, man. It's deleting 97,000 items on here. All right, good deal. Good deal. Anything to help a mate. Seriously, I will. Except give away Appa Baseball. That ain't happening. It ain't happening, baby. There's beta 5.1 of Payoff Pitch. There it is. Maybe we'll show that this week. Although I'm sure Dana's going to have something else by then. So for those of you who are still going to be buying the game, I'm one of them. My credit card's going to be screaming, but it is what it is. So, all right, guys, that is it. It is 3:24 a.m. for me, and I've got to be at work at 2 o'clock p.m. You thought you were going mad. We've always known that you were mad, MV. What do you mean, thought you were going mad? Oh, I love you, brother. You know that. Before you go, how's Manchester doing in the league right now? Are you dominating? Can I send you out of the park baseball? Sure, Ron. Let me just get right on that. Would you also like me to send you Action PC, Diamond Mind? So last season, okay. I'll also send you Diamond Mind. Watch this, all these game creators. Dombrov. So Dombrov baseball, man. But this game. This game is such a good game. And I know I'm gonna do it more on the channel. I'm just gonna do it more on the channel. That's it. I'm just done with it all. I'm gonna do it. It's not coming up right now, but it is what it is. Anyhow, it's a good game, and I should like people to play it. Try the free version. and you got to suffer through this, but good God, this is great. You, oh, we, no, no, I don't think so. Last year of Red Bolts baseball. Wow, okay. Another great game here, guys. This is really, 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 really a good game. Um, it's a little janky in the animations, but it's quite a good game. It really, really is. So easy to set up a game. Look, I got 1976 ready to go. Astros, Reds, Yankees, Brewers, April 8th, 1976. Boom, play. And just it is a very, very deep game. This is Sports Illustrated Baseball. I will, brother. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So my thanks to my mate MV, to my brother JT Dutch, to my cousin Ron Jupst, to the great Paul Fay. We're going to call him the great Paul Fay tonight. Don't forget Fred Dibna, guys. Check out Fred Dibna. Get a little sense of vertigo while you're watching it. It's really kind of weird the first time. This guy's wearing no safety equipment, and he's climbing. Gary Mao joined us here for a little while. Thank you, Gary. Yeah, man, no safety equipment. Boy, I don't know if the UK has a version of OSHA, but OSHA wouldn't have let him take one step in the ladders. It's incredible. I think you guys will really like it. I watch weird shit. What can I say? And that's one of the things. Did I get everybody in here? Almost, almost. Aaron Reed was in here. Can't forget Aaron Reed. Holy hell! If I forget Aaron Reed and Saya Manaka. Hope you got your free baseball games, buddy, and you're enjoying them. I really mean that. All right, I think I did get everybody in here. Let me just go up here, make sure. I don't want to miss anybody who was first in the ballpark tonight. JT Dutch. All right, guys. And Unifix was in here from Thailand. Now I got everybody. All right. Good night, guys. Oh, you're very welcome, Rod. Thank you, guys, for making a great community here. Till the next time, we'll see you guys around the batting cage, and good night.